Wonderful soul child of God, you are precious and wonderful. And I thank you for clicking this video. Welcome on today's show. Right out of Africa with my bunny friends, Good Vibe Sauce. I am Y311H, and on today's episode, like every other day, we shall be spreading good vibes to the whole world by reacting to videos, my friends, from different wonderful earthlings like yourself, from different places of this world with different messages. And all of these videos, my friend, we shall be going through them with the intentions of uniting the whole world with good vibes, peace, my friends, ensuring everyone is honest and forgiving to their neighbor. That way, my friend, it would be easier for everyone to love their neighbor the way they love themselves, which is what we are dedicated to ensuring. Now, my friend, in that mission, you can be of great help by hitting that like button so that this video might reach other good vibes like yourself and impact them with love. But my friend, for us to talk about love, we know that the Creator is the greatest love of all because He loves us individually. We acknowledge the Creator in our show with a word of thanks before we start, my friend. You see, which normally comes shortly after you've just had some words of wisdom. These ones they are from a special book here. In our case, it's a bit old here. We have used it for quite some time, and the covers are peeling off. My friend, you had told me you'd help me in making this book of wisdom. You repair it. Maybe good vibe. So soon you shall see a video of where we repair this book. And if you'd like to see it, tell us below. Let me share with you the content that we have today here. This one is a short story of some guy was telling. About noon, as I came near Damascus, suddenly a bright light from heaven flashed around me. I fell to the ground and heard a voice say to me, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? Who are you, Lord? I asked. I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom you are persecuting. He replied. My companions saw the light, but they did not understand the voice of him who was speaking to me. What shall I do, Lord? I asked. Get up, the Lord said, and go into Damascus. There you will be told all that you have been assigned to do. My companions led me by the hand into Damascus because the brilliance of the light had blinded me. That is from Acts 22, my friends, 6 going down. Can continue with the story. Some great, interesting transformation story. Now, my friends, let's talk with our maker, good vibes. Dear Lord Father, we thank you for life. Dear Lord, thank you for the good day of today. Thank you, Father, for your child here, today's viewer, that we are with. All glory and honor belong unto you, Father. Thank you for their lives, dear Lord. Thank you for the blessings that you shall pass to them through this video, Father, and for the forgiveness of all their sins through the sacrifice of your child, Jesus Christ, Father. May you help them carry their burdens, Father, and bring joy and light in their lives, Father. And as you uplift them, Father, include us also, dear Lord. Be with us till the end, and we shall be grateful. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Let's dive in, good vibe sauce.
So basically, we're on our own. Is that what you're just saying? Like, we're on our own?
It does not mean that you are forgotten. You are being observed. Just in a way that allows you to develop at your own pace.
But have you guys ever even tried to talk? Like, have you actually tried to talk to us before?
An attempt was made when humanity reached the surface of its moon.
The lunar landing? The moon? You know, some people don't even think that really happened.
The broadcast that reached your Earth was not the complete footage. The footage that was shown to the human public was cut short, disconnected at the very moment that we tried to make ourselves known when we tried to speak.
I knew it! I knew it.
We attempted to communicate. It did not go well.
I knew it. Liars.
We were all excited for humanity. A remarkable achievement indeed, for such a young civilization with such subpar technology.
Okay, well, what happened? Go on.
We all watched the first human take his first step. We sent a message directly to their communication systems, transmitting a signal that only they could intercept.
What did you say?
This is a message of welcome. You're not alone in the universe. We're here to offer help, to guide, to share knowledge in exchange for friendship.
What did they say? Did they say anything?
There was a silence that stretched longer than we anticipated. Their response came not through words, but a signal. A jarring, defensive burst of noise that disrupted our communications.
Rude!
They said,
"We claim this land for Earth, for mankind. This is our moon now. It is ours."
They said... Why?
We attempted again. Speaking more directly this time, using their language of communication, using radio waves and visual patterns that their technology could interpret. We attempted to use calm tones that humans wouldn't be threatened by.
Calm tones. We're a psych patient.
Maybe we frightened them.
What you seek here is not ownership. There is much to learn if you let go of the need to possess. We offer knowledge, friendship, and guidance.
There was a brief moment of static, followed by a quick decision to cut the transmission from their side. This was followed by a swift decision to put a flag into the surface of the moon in an attempt to assert their dominance.
Dominance is crazy. Attempting to assert dominance in space is embarrassing.
Choosing isolation over connection. Their decision was one of self-interest over collective understanding.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to my core.
They were not yet ready to step forward and be a part of a greater cosmic community.
So they erased most of the actual video and then tried to remake it
Precisely.
and showed that to us.
The encounter was erased, as if it never happened.
No. Oh my God! This is why we can't have nice things.
Wouldn't it be weird if we found out that there was actually another continent on this planet and that continent was used for the elite group of people, not the elites that we see, but the actual elite group of people that we all serve our entire lives, that we all do all of this work for, so that they can live in like this heaven on earth paradise type place, but none of us know about it because none of us are supposed to know about it, because then we'd know that we're all serving this one group of people on this continent that we don't know about. And this is purely for entertainment purposes only. Like, this is just a thought bubble in my head. Like, I'm just thought bubbling about it. I mean, there is the continent of Mu, which was a whole thing that happened a while back, and I'm pretty sure was debunked and all that kind of stuff, you know. But I'm just saying, like, what if? Because it's, at what point do we feel like, you know, what we're doing crosses over to schmavery? You know what I mean? Like, at what point, with us paying all the money that we earn back to a government and them doing whatever they want with it? And there's, I mean, obviously a tremendous amount of money that goes God knows where to God knows who. And we just work pretty much our entire lives when people didn't usually do that. I mean, in history, people survived perfectly fine without spending the entirety, like the majority of their waking life working, which is what we do right now. That's what we do. And we're used to it, and we feel like that's the only way it's supposed to be. It has to be this way. If we want to be happy, then it has to be this way. We need to continue to do this so we can buy little trinkets that are going to break, so we can buy more trinkets that are going to break, because that's like our sustenance to happiness. And we've been taught that we need those things. But what if there's actually a group of the actual elites that we still serve? And we always have. It's been like these families that just have always been in control of the entire planet. And we just come over here and tift and have distractions, and there's people in place to keep us distracted, you know, to keep the circus going. so that we're complacent enough, but not so complacent that we start elevating to a higher level of consciousness. Because if you look at like the psychological pyramid, you know, they keep us in one of the lower levels so that we never actually start looking deeper into things. And if we do, then it seems like it's reset, you know, wars start and problems happen, and then we have issues with the economy, and then we go back to the lowest level, which is survival. That's the lowest level. You can't focus on the higher levels if you're focused on survival. And that's known. That's the basic psychology. I don't know. This is just a thought bubble. I mean, I don't know of any other continent. I'm just saying it would be weird. But also possible. I mean, look at human history. Not the continent part, just, you know, humans being willing to do that. Plus, I had some weird dreams, so I had to get this out. Okay, love you, bye.
Does he bark like a dog or growl like a leopard? Well, the Canis catus leopardus bullshitus familiaris, because he is half leopard, when he gets ear scratches, he does actually purr. I'm going to try and get this on camera.
What's going on down here? Oh, let's see. Is this a fish? Some wonderful looking fish. Okay, what's up with the fish? Is there anything bizarre? Or this is a new... What? Which type of fish is this? English people. Why is it coming to the shows like that? Or is it just having fun? This is a good vibes fish. This is a real fish, English people, or is another of those robots? Is it? Looks good. I hope you don't munch on that one good vibe sauce out there. You see? Okay. Let's see. Someone's father here is doing some test for us. What's up? Is he testing his forehead? Oh, let's see. He's testing what's above the skin. What's this thing? This is some good vibe story here. This is someone's father at work. Let's see. And the zoom microscope. Oh, what? All these bacteria are above your skin. Look at this one. It's working. I can't believe. Right now there is something working here and we can't see. My God. Whoa. Good wave. Look at this one. Good wave source. What? Weird stuff. Okay, and in other places. Another good web source here. Someone's father still at work doing some balancing things. This is incredible. What? This thing is elevating. Oh my God. No way. How is this possible? How can you explain this good web source? What is this thing? Someone's father here has lots of wisdom. This is a good vibes, man. And the thing keeps on rotating. No way. This is unbelievable.
Meu povo, dá uma olhada aonde Berenice tava. Tá vendo? Vou assobiar. Será que ela vai escutar? Escutou, escutou. Escutou. Meu Deus, ela... Ó, já me viu. Caraca, subiu, subiu. Vem, Berê, vem, Berê. Meu Deus do céu. Vem, Berenice. Vem sem vergonha. Chegou, Berê, chegou. Tá sem vergonha. Galera, olha a distância que Berenice tava. Fala comigo.
Just in time. 谢谢你。
有多不靠自己的。哦。Hey, cool.
Ja, dat is nog anders dan zij in Nederland, hè. Moet je een filmpje van maken?
Ja, zo je een lidskaart. Als je hier moet gaan, kun je ook gewoon je lidskaart inkijken. Ja, open je maar. Ja, seconden, dat 2000. Zo gewoon, zo je recht hier en zo.
Oh jee, maar ben je hoeft niks meer te zeggen.
Nee, echt niet. Jongens, 1 minuut. Zie je.
下层轿厢正在上下乘客。The lower car is now in service.
Weet je ook, 60 seconden zo. Suddenly got 3 sightseeing draws in this building. 94, 97 and 100. No favor.
95层。
Dat is kantoor.
Look at this, bro. This brother only is the inside. And this brother only eats the outside of the cucumbers. So now I can give the outside to this brother and the inside from him to him.
Our ancestors were much more religious than us, and they believed the preachers, they believed the imam, they believed the rabbi. I was in Catholic school, and the nuns said money is the root of all evil. They preached that to us in class. And I went home and I got the Bible, and I looked at it, and I came into school the next day, and I says, excuse me, I'm very upset, because you misquoted the Bible, and it's a significant misquote. You said that money is the root of all evil, but Timothy says the love of money is the root of all evil. Money's not bad. Well, Jesus was poor. I go, wait a minute, Jesus wasn't poor. Jesus had Judas. Judas was the treasurer, collecting all the money. Poor people don't need treasurers working for them. He said, well, Jesus came in on Palm Sunday on a donkey. I says, yeah, I did a little research. Did you know that the most expensive mode of transportation at that time was a donkey? So Jesus was riding in the Rolls Royce at the time.
Elon's probably gonna hate me for this, but here's a little hack, guys. Old satellite dish, right? Everybody's got one, especially if you're blue collar like myself. Take the satellite dish, put your Starlink on there, take the little camera pointy thing, just take it off, mount your Starlink on there, find your degree, and you can even get technical with it. It's got degrees here, it's got degrees here, and it's free. So there you go, you're welcome. Perfect mount. You gotta have all that fancy gadgets.
Imagine if you accidentally crash into a multi-million-dollar car like a Ferrari or a Bugatti. Depending on your insurance coverage or state laws, you could lose every...
But you won't. Let's talk about insurance for supercars. Let's say over here you got Mr. Toyota Camry. Average Joe, normal insurance company, Geico, one of those. And he's at fault for running into the back of Mr. $1 Million supercar in his Ferrari SP3 Daytona. So Mr. $35,000 car runs into the back of Mr. $2.5 million car. Toyota Camry is at fault. Now, normally, two people that get in a car accident would just exchange insurances, and the companies would likely handle it from there after claims were filed on both sides. But in all likelihood, Mr. Ferrari doesn't have car insurance for his SP3 Daytona. See, just about every insurance company that you've ever heard of will not insure this car. So a lot of people are what's called self-insured, which means if you're at fault for the accident, you pay for all the damages on both sides. which is something you can do when you can afford cars like this. But Trey, Mr. Ferrari isn't at fault. Mr. Camry's at fault. What happens then? Well, it depends on Mr. Camry's finances. If Mr. Camry is the average Camry buyer, makes, let's say $70,000, $80,000 a year, and has a normal insurance policy with comprehensive on that car that he pays anywhere from $80 to $300 a month for, that's not going to cover this. Assuming both cars were damaged and nobody was hurt, a bump on the rear end of this car could cost upwards of $500,000. And Mr. Camry's insurance barely covers half of that. So one way this could go is if the accident wasn't that bad and it cost less than $250,000 to fix the Ferrari and the Camry, then it would be done through the Camry's insurance and his premiums would just get a lot more expensive the next time around, the next time he goes to get a new policy. But if the accident is worse than that and he exceeds those limits on his policy with the damage to the Ferrari, Mr. Camry can still be held responsible for that extra $250,000 that isn't covered by insurance. Now, the Ferrari driver can do a couple of things. He's got quite a few options. One, he's self-insured, so he can pay for himself. Two, he has a specialty policy, which is unlikely and very expensive, that will pay for the rest of his car. Or three, he can take Mr. Camry to court, or Mr. Camry can voluntarily give up all his assets. But in all likelihood, it would be more expensive for Mr. Ferrari to sue Mr. Camry rather than to pay for it himself. Because in all likelihood, Mr. Camry is something that we call judgment proof. That's a civil law way of saying he's fucking broke. Now, he's not actually broke. He's got a little bit of cash in the bank, 10 or 15,000 in savings. He's got equity in his house. He owns furniture and maybe some jewelry, televisions, an iPhone, maybe another car for his wife. And none of it equals anywhere close to the money he owes to Mr. Ferrari. So Mr. Ferrari then has to go and find a lawyer that would even take this case and pay a lot of money to that lawyer and spend a lot of time in litigation to get maybe $140,000 out of Mr. Camry. So put yourself in the shoes of Mr. Ferrari. You look at a man that just made a mistake and cost you some money, but you make enough money to afford a $2.5 million car. Are you going to, A, spend a lot of your extremely valuable time and about $100,000 to take everything from this man just to maybe save 40 grand and then still have to pay another $110,000 to meet the repair bill of your Ferrari? Or are you not going to deal with the headache and just eat the cost because, of course, you make multiple millions of dollars a year? And to even own this car, you've already spent close to $10 million plus on other cars. So yes, in theory, if you're just driving around and you're a normal guy and you rear end a multiple $1 million car, you could lose everything. But I promise you won't.
I just think it's funny when countries who were notorious for conquering other countries and then claiming to have a golden age because they stole all the knowledge from the countries they invaded now come to present day, and then everyone's like wondering, why doesn't that country who famously always was making crazy scientific and philosophical and mathematic discoveries no longer make these discoveries anymore? And it's like, probably because they're not invading and conquering countries and stealing knowledge from them. I don't know, maybe that's why. Everyone's always like, oh, the decline. It's like, is there really a decline, or are they just not allowed to, conquer countries and then steal and plagiarize their knowledge from them anymore? I don't know. That could be food for thought, guys. Food for thought. It's just funny. They'll be like the golden age, and it will literally just be the Persians and the Indians. Like, okay.
Cutting the cord.
Because your placenta's trying to come, okay?
Is the cord white?
What's its normal color?
White.
I want to wait until it's white to cut it.
Ooh, tension. Baby's out. Let's cut the cord. Why are we waiting? Well, you absolutely should wait, because after the baby comes out, the cord is still pumping nutrient-rich blood into the fetus, into your baby, as much as 30 to 40% of its blood volume. Cutting that cord early does save a little bit of time for everybody, but it robs the baby of critical nutrients in its first day of life. And as a patient, you absolutely have to speak up, because most medical societies now recommend delayed cord clamping, but it is not routine, it's not always done.
Babe. You gotta take me to the hospital. You? I can't see when my eyes are closed. I can't see when my eyes are closed. Please take me to the hospital.
The genuine look of concern in her eyes is awesome. My wife, on the other hand, I came downstairs at 1 o'clock in the morning one time, told my wife my stomach hurt really bad, and I think I should go to the hospital. She told me, point blank, quit being a big pussy, you ate too much spaghetti for dinner, go walk around the block. Walked out the door, made it about 30 yards down the street, turned around, came back, crawled back through the front door, reaching for the phone, tell my wife either she was going to take me or I was going to call 911. She winds up taking me, bitching the whole time. I get to the hospital, burst appendix, septic, was in the hospital for 3 days. To this day, she's never apologized.
Pretending that 18-year-olds are adults is like the biggest disservice to all of us collectively, because 18 is 0. 18 is 18 years of childhood. And then at 18, you're 0. And then at 19, you're a 1-year-old adult. I could argue that this actually starts around 22, but let's pretend it starts at 18, okay? So you're 0 at 18, you're 1 at 19. At 36, then you're 18. Then you're what we all pretend you are at 18. Then you're an 18-year-old adult. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is how chewing gum starts its life. It's a piece of plastic. Polyethylene, polystyrene, polyvinyl acetate. You can literally build a toy with it. Chew gum's not plastic.
An old man was walking when a young man approached him. "Do you remember me?" the young man asked. The old man studied his face, then shook his head. "I'm sorry, I don't." The young man smiled. "I was your student, and now I'm a teacher too." The old man's eyes lit up with curiosity. "At what moment did you decide to become a teacher?" The young man took a deep breath and told his story. "One day, when I was still in school, a friend of mine came in with a beautiful new watch. I wanted it, so I took it. Shortly after, my friend noticed it was missing. He immediately told you, 'Our teacher, you addressed the class and said that whoever took the watch should return it.' I was too ashamed. I didn't move. I didn't say a word. So you locked the door and told all of us to stand in a circle. You said you would search each of our pockets, but only if we all closed our eyes. And so, one by one, you checked every student's pocket. You found the watch in mine, but then you kept searching, you kept moving, you never stopped, and when you were done, you simply said, 'We have the watch,' and that was it. You never called my name, you never exposed me, you never humiliated me. It was the most shameful moment of my life, but you never made me feel ashamed, you never scolded me, you never lectured me, but I understood your message loud and clear. That day, you saved my dignity forever." The young man looked at the old teacher with gratitude. "Do you remember that day, Professor?" The old man smiled gently. "I remember the stolen watch, but I don't remember you, because I also closed my eyes while looking. And that's the lesson. We all make mistakes. We all have moments we regret. But the way we are treated in those moments, that's what shapes us." This teacher understood something powerful. Correction without humiliation. Discipline without destruction. He knew that embarrassing a child wouldn't teach him a lesson. It would only leave a scar. But protecting his dignity while guiding him toward the right path, that would stay with him forever. Because people don't remember every word you say. They don't remember every lesson you teach, but they do remember how you made them feel. So, the next time you have a choice to tear someone down or to lift them up, remember this story, because the most powerful lessons, they don't come from punishment, they come from grace. All right, go out there and make today yours.